Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to already the end of the fourth day of the International Astronautical Congress 2024. Today was Science and Academic
Academic
Day.
day, yeah.
Shall I go through my morning and then
Yeah,
we'll
sure.
go through yours, Ayushi? So this morning I came in early again. I wanted to sleep in, but then people started texting me at 7. I did an interview with Pablo Gallego, the business development person of PLD Space, the coolest launcher company in Europe, and I'm going to post that interview, and it's going to be really cool. I also recorded already this morning another episode of my series on another day, another space communicator. And there are so many space communicators here, so many cool people that I'm probably going to extend that over the next weeks after IAC. Then I chaired my first technical session, session E1.6, about space outreach to the masses. We saw some great example on space outreach initiatives, both local and international. And then I did an interview because I attended a talk by one of the people in the session who talked about communication differences between generations Y and generation Z. Very interesting. And we had a very interesting discussion. So I had a video interview with her. Very interesting. I'm so old fashioned.
Why do
Gen
you think
X.
so?
Watch the episode and you'll see. I'll explain that to you over drinks later. What did you do this morning?
Well, my day today was a lot about just talking and conversations. So it was not, I think, as active a day, but it had a lot of conversation and so a lot of food for thought. I did not have any food today, just food for thought.
Yeah, I haven't eaten anything
I
today.
know, right? But that's becoming a norm for these exhibitions and expos. But anyway, so my day in the morning was just most of the time I spent right here where we are at the India Pavilion, the ISRO booth. I was talking to a lot of people here from the Indian space startup and trying to understand how has it been for them. Some of them have had some MOUs, some of them had interesting conversations and more customers. So I did that, trying to understand if it's been helpful for the industry people coming all the way. Then after that, I had a couple of interviews that I also did for my channel. And my idea with my interviews was to get at least five, because it was a 5 day conference, interviews with different people who are from different gender, different geography, and different, what was the third one? Gender, geography, and
Generation. Look
generation.
at me.
Yes. So all three, and that's what I was able to. So I had an interview with one lawyer, I had an interview with a veteran who's been in the industry for like 45 years, nearly half a century, and one with an entrepreneur, and all from different backgrounds, and I had a great time with
So
that.
balanced.
And I'm trying to be, I'm not otherwise. But I also had a very interesting conversation with the head of the Australian Space Agency, and we just chit chatted. I also have done an interview with him, which I'll be putting up out on my channel soon. So that was very interesting. And yeah, I also had a conversation with Mr. P. Veeramuthuval, who is the project director of Chandrayaan 3.
Wow.
And he is really the man behind all the tech there. And I was talking to him. He also had his session today at the technical plenary session. So yeah, that's how my day was today.
Okay,
Just a lot of
excellent.
conversation.
Okay. And then we, well, apparently did not have lunch, as it goes here. In the afternoon, I chaired another technical session, also in the Space Education and Outreach Symposium, session E1.10, about space education, outreach, and workforce development in developing communities. And we had super interesting talks there from people from Australia, from Peru, from Nepal, from the Maldives, from Nigeria, from Slovakia, from Poland, and from Brazil, showcasing how these new spacefaring nations
Yeah.
are benefiting from the opportunities that space nowadays offers. This session would not have been possible 5 years ago, and
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
all these opportunities are rolling over the world. Super
No,
interesting.
that's very interesting you mentioned, because I was having a conversation with somebody from Secure World Foundation today, and we were discussing the same thing about how actively so many emerging countries are present in this IAC this time, and that's something that I observed even during the UNOSA workshop, and that was very interesting for me because like you said, that wouldn't happen a couple of years back. And now we have so many countries, whether it's like countries like Zimbabwe, Belgium, and so many more just coming, Poland, like you mentioned. We have so many countries that are out there representing themselves, that have an idea of what they want to do. And that's very exciting. And I'm trying to cover everyone's booth as well so that I can put that in my on my channel
Well,
later.
there's 120 countries represented here. There's over 400 booths.
Very difficult to cover
can't
all of
them
them,
all.
yes.
Exactly. After that session, in that same context, I did an interview with a friend of mine from Brazil who organized the International Space University Space Studies program in 2023, who did an analysis of the international space events, noticing that almost 80 to 90% of the space events by the big organizers take place in North America, Europe, or Asia, and very little in the global south. So I interviewed her on that topic, and I'm going to keep an eye on that because that trend should change.
Yeah.
We should see more space events,
Yeah.
and that is relevant for spaceagenda.com, where you find all these events. We can exactly track which events are happening where and when, and that's going to be interesting. Anyway, let's switch to this evening. I mean,
Yes,
it's
let's go
already
to this
evening now.
evening.
What are you doing this evening?
I was not sure. We were all trying to plan something, but I think I might be able to join you and everybody for the most awaited night
Join
and
everybody
evening
at
at
Yuri's night,
IAC.
exactly. The place is empty. Where do you think people are? Yuri's night from 8 o'clock tonight. So yes, we both got tickets
Yes,
now.
thanks to you.
So we're going to go to Yuri's night. But before that, of course, we do this video. And I have a reception with the International Space University, the traditional ISU reception taking place on the fourth day of
I'll
the
be there too
International
someday.
Astronautical Congress.
Someday I'll join you there too.
We'll have the discussion outside of the camera. Yes, so that's it for us from day 4 of IAC 2024.
Yes.
We'll
And
have that, but we have one more day to go. Tomorrow is the closing day. Tomorrow's public day. It's going to be
Yes.
super crowded here. We won't be able to film here. Public day, tomorrow's the closing ceremony, tomorrow's the gala dinner. So a lot of stuff is happening. So for now, time to go to the ISU reception and to the Yuri's night. And I'm looking forward to seeing you all again
Yes.
tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.